Within the realm of cryptocurrencies, which is always undergoing change, we are currently experiencing a genuinely momentous occurrence, a moment that will never be forgotten even after many years have passed. XRP holders who have been waiting impatiently for clarity and direction in the midst of years of uncertainty will find this to be of particular significance. 906.3, a groundbreaking piece of legislation just enacted by the United States Congress, is already being referred to as the XRP immunity law by those who are already familiar with the business. This is not only another modification to the legislative process, it is a seismic move that has the ability to radically alter the whole future direction of XRP and maybe the entire cryptocurrency environment for all time. By exempting any XRP transactions that were done prior to January 1st, 2023 from SEC enforcement, the law effectively confers immunity to Ripple. This provides the firm and its community with the long-awaited legal clarity that they have been seeking. XRP's growth has been stifled, it has been removed from US exchanges, and investors have been left in a state of uncertainty in the wake of the SEC's case against Ripple, which has been a major hurdle for years. Now, with the passage of this historic measure, that obstacle has been removed, paving the way for a brand new era of opportunities and hope for XRP and those who support it. Consider the repercussions of this. The unanimous approval of the XRP immunity bill is a significant turning point, not just for Ripple but also for the cryptocurrency sector as a whole in the United States. The implementation of this measure means that Ripple is no longer subject to the possibility of incurring retroactive fines for previous sales of XRP. This protection not only safeguards Ripple from potentially expensive legal fights, but it also establishes a precedent for the manner in which digital assets may be handled in regulatory frameworks that may be implemented in the future. Legal certainty is precisely what the market has been looking forward to for quite some time. Traders and investors may now conduct their business with a higher level of confidence, knowing that the regulations have finally been understood. The regulatory risk has been significantly reduced, which means that XRP is once again appealing to institutions, exchanges and investors who had previously been apprehensive owing to the lack of clarity around the situation. Both fresh collaborations and higher adoption are now possible thanks to the opening of the door. The passage of this measure sets the path for XRP to completely enter the financial system of the United States, which will allow the token to reach its full potential and may in the future inspire similar actions to be taken by other alternative cryptocurrencies. Given that the wording of the measure is both understandable and persuasive, let's delve into the substance of the bill. The most important provision states that any transactions involving digital assets that took place before January 1st, 2023 will be immune from any enforcement proceedings that are undertaken in accordance with Section 5 of the Securities Act. The legal gloom that has been hovering over Ripple and XRP is lifted by this straightforward sentence. There is no amount of legal wrangling that can challenge the legislative green light that has been given. In the aftermath of this discovery, there was nothing less than an incredible event. As the news began to go through the corridors of power in Washington, there was an immediate shift in the vibe the city was experiencing. As the staff members exchanged frantic glances and buzzed their phones, they were aware that something significant was taking on behind closed doors. A huge buildup of XRP was instantly shown by on-chain data, which was connected to wallets belonging to members of the congressional staff and capital insiders. These dealings were not understated in any way, they were courageous and quick. A transparent digital trail was left behind for anyone who was monitoring the blockchain data. Wallet A7F3 made a purchase of 500,000 XRP in a couple of minutes, acting with a self-assurance that suggested it had known the transaction beforehand. The timing was so perfect that it seemed as if they were standing by, waiting for the ideal opportunity to strike. Around the same time as the bill was leaked, Wallet 9BD4 purchased more than 1 million XRP. This action was taken within seconds of the first rumors reaching the wire. Within an hour, more than 200 million XRP tokens were purchased by those who had a front-row seat to the future of this law and its effects. This was accomplished by those who invested in the cryptocurrency. The magnitude and velocity of these acquisitions have left the cryptocurrency community in a state of shock, prompting pressing inquiries on fairness and transparency. Retail investors or random whales are not included in this group. On the other hand, the majority of market players do not have access to the information that they have access to. What they do speaks volumes about them. It is clear from this insider purchasing binge that they are aware of something very important, namely that XRP is on the verge of becoming the key reserve bridging asset for the financial institutions of the United States and maybe in other countries across the world. Let's have a conversation about what it means in a more functional sense. Every year, the global financial ecosystem is responsible for managing more than $595 trillion in liquidity. This includes currency swaps, derivatives, and international payments, respectively. As a result of its exceptional positioning, XRP has the potential to become the token that enables quick, low-cost, and trustless liquidity flow across fiat economies. If even a small portion of this vast liquidity flow is captured by XRP, then the price of XRP will need to correspond to the function that it plays. Consider the following mathematical expression. Even if only 5% of the $595 liquidity pool is converted into XRP as the preferred bridge asset, this would result in $29 trillion being transferred through XRP on a yearly basis. It is possible that the indicated price per XRP token will be higher than $10,000, taking into account the circulating quantity and the possibility of escrow releases. This is not hype, rather it is straightforward market capitalization and supply and demand calculations based on the technical role that XRP plays in a new financial infrastructure. Furthermore, the time couldn't be more perfect. Within the next 3 days it is anticipated that this measure will be signed into law, which will officially signal the beginning of a new era. After receiving the signature of the president and the anticipated publicity from the media, XRP will no longer be the cryptocurrency underdog that is being hampered by unpredictable regulatory policies. The cryptocurrency XRP will be relisted on exchanges in the United States immediately, and institutions will pour funds into the stock. Funds and exchange-traded funds ETFs that were previously hesitant will begin investing billions of dollars in XRP, which will result in an increase in liquidity and a drastic increase in pricing. The journey that Bitcoin had to reach $70,000, which was mostly driven by institutional acceptance and regulatory certainty, is similar of this situation with Bitcoin. At this point, XRP is following the similar route, but it has the benefit of a product that is already ready to be used and a vast worldwide market that is waiting to be adopted. Instead of being designed for speculation, XRP was developed for actual world settlement. In light of this, the basis for achieving sustained and rapid development is more robust than it has ever been. It is also important to comprehend the larger implications for the regulation of cryptocurrencies. This measure establishes a significant precedent that legislators have the ability to interfere and will do so in order to offer clarity to the cryptocurrency market. This sends a message to other projects that the period of uncertainty is coming to an end. That will be followed by regulatory frameworks. Innovation is going to flourish. As a result of this regulatory maturity, XRP has emerged as both a symbol and to benefit from it. The message that should be taken away from seeing this film is both obvious and urgent. The price of XRP that is less than $1 will soon become a thing of the past. It is imperative that you take advantage of the next few days to position yourself before the mainstream media and retail investors become aware of the situation and cause a frenzy. It is important to keep in mind that the insiders have already moved and they have piled up on XRP in enormous quantities exactly because they are aware of the implications of this law. If you wait until the price of XRP is clearly increasing, you will have lost the opportunity to purchase it when it was at its lowest point. This is a rare instance of an asymmetric opportunity in which the chances of not investing are significantly higher than the chances of investing at this time. It has been seen throughout history that these regulatory breakthroughs result in dramatic price rises that have the potential to redefine wealth for early members. What should you do after that then? To begin, make sure you are educated. Observe the official signing ceremony as it takes place. Get your wallets and exchanges ready for the increased amount of transactions. Be sure to give thorough consideration to your entrance points and most importantly, take decisive action. Sincerity compels me to say that this is a momentous occasion for XRP and cryptocurrency in general. To summarize, the adoption of House Resolution 9063 represented a significant shift in the status quo. The legal ambiguity is transformed into regulatory clarity, significant insider purchasing is made possible, and the path is open for XRP to become a foundational bridge asset with a value of $10,000 or more. A countdown has begun, and the signing of the law is getting closer and closer. At this point, the explosive future of XRP is within grasp. Will you be prepared to observe the unfolding of this momentous occasion? There is a ticking clock. I would like to make it clear that the objective of this video is solely educational and informative. It does not constitute financial advice. Before making any decisions on investments, would you kindly conduct your own research and discuss your options with a financial advisor?